Hi. Live from the bedroom. Yeah, I just saw this article today and I thought that we would talk about it. It's pretty disturbing. I know, Tina, those babies are so cute. This is so sad. We'll wait a little bit. This is kind of like last minute, so I think I'm going to share it on some social media first. So give me just 1 second. Like, not one, but two. Like, are you kidding me? You monster. Ugh. I swear. How is everyone today? Hi, Polly. How are you? I'm sharing it a few places. Wow. Getting more information on all of the happenings in the Carroll County sheriff's, like the lawsuit over the sheriff's election. Oh, boy. Not looking good. Hey, Del Bell, how are you? Daisy, good morning. Is it morning time for you guys? I'm so slow at like social media. Ah, there. I always forget about Twitter. Like I think I'm just too old for Twitter, you know? Like I don't know, it just confuses me. I feel like I am inside of Ancestry. Like I'm literally going through Family Tree and like trying to put together a family tree because it's kind of like how it trickles down. I don't know. Something about it just totally reminds me of a genealogy. Weird. It's hard to follow it. You know what I mean? Oh, but it didn't work. Wait, did I do it? I don't know. I think it worked. I don't know. Oh well. So, is everyone doing good? Hey, Cher, how are you? Psych sound off. All right. Um, I don't know if that's your career, but I definitely understanding the mind of people that do these horrendous things has always been a interest of mine. Like I always want to know why. I've asked why since I was a little kid, just driving everyone nuts. But why in the world would you do this? Like I'm struggling with this one when I read it. Actually, I read it from a Facebook post from Cece Moore. It was Parabon. I think a colleague of hers was the lead on this case. My neck is killing me today, but and it just kind of like the picture of the mom, like it looked like she had a bloody nose. So I was like, whoa, what is going on here? And so I clicked on it and then got to reading it and was just so disturbing. Hi, Hope Diamond. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Pommy Mommy, hello. How are you? I hadn't either until it's a cold case from 1999, and then again she did it again in 2003. So it is two baby. Oh, I mean, I'm going to read the articles, but just real quick, like two babies were left to die / killed by allegedly by their mother, who claimed she was like drunk and didn't know what she was doing whilst driving in the Mississippi River. And two different occasions, like I said, 1999 and 2003. So, and then one of the part that really just stuck out to me, and hopefully on the computer, this article that I found this in will work because it kept popping up with ads. You know how that is. They want you to join and pay to view it. But it was, she was on her way to like drop her kids off somewhere, 2 and 4, and started bleeding and then realized she was in labor, went home, delivered a baby that was supposedly blue, and then decided to like take it and dump it in the river. And I'm assuming then go back and pick up her 2 children. Like, who does that kind of sick shit? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I read it wrong, so we should probably just read it. Hi, Lori. What time is it for everyone? Because for me, it's like almost 1:00 in the afternoon, but everybody's saying good morning. Top of the morning to you. Hi, Monica. How are you? I just came on. I got hot about this one. And when I read it, I was just like, holy cow, let's go live and talk about it. Hi, Carol. Oh, 2:45 a.m. for you? Hold on just a second. He has the most unpredictable schedule. And so, yeah, like normally works till 4, but not today. He's home. So he needs to shower. But I told him, I'm just going to have to wait. Just going to have to wait, buddy. Sorry. Can we talk about what will happen to Lesenby and group? They know you can't be using taxpayer money. Yeah. Well, let's talk about this first, and then we'll probably have to do that at a different time since he's home now. Really bummed because I have time. I've had like until 4, I thought. I might just like pause the show and move it to the closet. Hopefully I think she's leaving pretty soon. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Del Bell says, and she has a bond. What the fuck? You know, some dum-dum out there is going to start a GoFundMe for this sick, evil woman. She shouldn't have a bond. When did they start giving all of these murderers bonds? I feel your frustration. However, you know, like what I learned from attending the Ashley Garth case was that a lot of times they it used to be the burden of proof lied with the defendant, and that has changed. And so during if you don't want to do no bond, a defendant can ask for it's called a something hearing, but basically where you're going to have to prove that you have enough, without beyond reasonable doubt, that my client will be convicted of this murder in said trial. And so then the prosecutor has a decision to make as to whether he wants to give away a good portion of his case, because they can call witnesses and establish that there's beyond, that there's sufficient evidence. And that means they're going to have to give away their case before the trial even starts. And so it's a meaningful bond hearing. And so I'm guessing that it could be something like that. And but I don't know. I haven't read that yet. Let's see. I think sometimes it's simply because they don't want children. They're selfish, and children require much time and attention. What I don't get is why they don't give their children up for adoption. I know. 100%. Mental illness has to be a part of it. Yeah. I mean, and I apparently like alcohol. I don't know. We'll have to read it, but it was upsetting. I know I was just thinking of my cousin and the struggles that they have had, and the cost of adoption. It's may have to jump out and watch replay. Snake call. Oh, well, I hope it goes well. If you have time later, give me a call this evening. Want to throw some stuff and get info. Okay, I will. I know. I've been meaning to call you for a while. I miss talking to my Alabama friend. I met Monica through the Shannon Polk case, and she is a snake wrangler. Well, she's just a animal rescue. I met so many cool people. C, oh my gosh, C is just awesome, from Alabama. Wes, so many amazing people. Charlie and Jen, I mean, they're all just amazing. They probably don't want me to say all their names, but I left a little bit of piece of me there when I went for the Shannon Polk. I've been thinking about that case a lot again, and it's just always going to be that one case that I always go back to, that just like Delphi, but it's just so frustrating. It's so frustrating of just feeling like there really is just this one little piece. Sorry, my lips are like super chapped. Yesterday, I decided to do a scrub on them. And I didn't get Chaotic Beauty's products that she has for me. So I just did it on my own with like made up stuff that's probably not supposed to be on your lips. And it just like rubbed them completely raw. So, oh, the comments are flying by. Right. I don't know what that means. Hi, Sun Beach. I love that name, by the way. It's 11:45 there. Oh, okay. I see. So we're about an hour difference. Oh, but for Carol, it's 2:45 a.m. Woo, boy. In time for have a good show. Well, it's in the closet. My daughter's in her room, so I'm live from the bedroom, and then the hubs just came home. So he's home from work 3 hours early, so that's cool. And I feel bad because he's probably wanting to chill, and I'm in here. He just wants to take a and hang out. It's hot out. The only reason that I would ever want like Life 360, because I have it for my kids, just not that I track them really. I just want us to make sure that they get to and fro safely in their vehicles. And then when Teo, my daughter, was at IU, it was just comforting to have that. Anyways, but yeah, I would like to have it on him so that I could just know when he's coming home early, because it's like so sporadic. I'm terrible. Aw, thank you, Monica. But DC says that we need is for someone to say that's my dad, my brother, my uncle. That's the one piece, in my opinion. Yeah, and that's like with Shannon, it's maybe Delphi, yes, but with Shannon, I think it's just like they know who, I feel like they know who it is. They just, there is a, because if you can, okay, say there's DNA somewhere that can be reasonably explained away, and then you have to have more evidence. And if that's like all you have, that can be super frustrating. So I'm going to pull up this on chat so I can go and let's get to it. Let's read this article. There we go. Hi, Outback. I don't think I have any. Hey, Cher, are you going to be around for the whole thing, or do you got to head out? Monica got a call. What about you? Anyone really, like that? I don't have any mods in here right now. Does anybody want to volunteer to mod this live? Stop coming home early from work without telling me, because I go, it's just, oh my gosh, no. Hey, can I make you a mod, Delbo? Is that okay? I'm just going to do that. You're the last person that commented. So I'm just going to, if you don't want it, just like keep an eye out. And like, if you don't know, hopefully it's pretty, if something pops up, I'm not really picky. I don't want anything deleted unless it's like clearly a troll that's just spamming the live, which usually subscribers only, and the what do you call it? Slow mode helps with that. So you don't really have to do anything unless I tell you to like, that's a troll. I'll try to be kind of looking over at my phone as I read this to make sure you're doing okay. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'll take you off. I just saw your name was the last one I saw. So Hopefully you're okay with that. So this is the a-hole. 2 babies, both linked to suspect through DNA. We were found dead in 1999 and 2001. A newborn boy was found in a lower boat harbor in Red Wing, and a newborn girl was found in Lake Pepin. Where's the article? I must have to subscribe. I don't know where it went. Well, let's try this one. Red Wing woman arrested in deaths of 2 babies found in the Mississippi River. I'm not going to play it because every time I do, I get a copyright. Red Wing, Minnesota. Authorities in Goodhue County say they've arrested a 50-year-old woman in connection with in the investigation of into 2 babies found in the Mississippi River in 1999 and 2003. Goodhue County Sheriff Marty Kelly said they arrested Jennifer Lynn Matter on charges of second-degree murder. DNA evidence was used to identify Matter as the mother of the 2 infants, according to Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension Superintendent Drew Evans. He said that they obtained a DNA sample from Matter yesterday using a search warrant and used rapid testing to confirm that she was the mother of the 2 infants. The first was a newborn infant girl found dead in Red Wing Bay, about 12 miles north, in November of 1999. A newborn infant boy was found dead in December 2003 from Frontenac State Park at Florence Township Beach. According to the criminal complaint in 2021, DNA evidence was obtained that first identified the father of the 1999 infant. Based on that, investigators determined that Matter was a person of interest. She initially denied knowing anything about the infants, but later gave details on what happened in both instances. In 1999, she said that the baby was born blue and not crying. She later took the baby to Bay Point Park in the middle of the night, put her in the water near the boathouses, and walked away. In 2003, the complaint said that she gave birth to the second child on a beach in Frontenac. I'm just making sure you guys have sound. You can hear me? Yeah, take the baby to the hospital. So I think you can hear me. Thanks. In 1999, okay, I read that part. In 2003, the complaint that she gave birth to the second child on a beach in Frontenac, wrapped the baby up in a towel and blanket and left the child on the beach before driving away. The complaint said that she did not call 911, but hoped that someone in the nearby houses would find the baby. Goodhue County Attorney Stephen O'Keefe said that Matter had only been charged in connection with the 2003 infants case. They are still working on charges related to the 1999 case. There was a third child found in 2007, that time at the marina near Treasure Island Casino. Sheriff Kelly said that the cases are not connected. The investigation is still ongoing in that case. Oh, wow. What the heck? Matter is set to appear in Goodhue County Court on Tuesday morning for a bond hearing. Oh, gosh, the whole criminal complaint. Wow. Well, we have to. The complaint submits this complaint in the court and states that there is probable cause to believe defendant committed the following offenses. Count 1, second-degree murder with intent not premeditated. Maximum sentence, 40 years in prison, felony. Charge description that during the month of December 2003, within the county of Goodhue, state of Minnesota, that the defendant did cause the death of a human being with intent to effect the death of that person or another, but without premeditation, to wit, that the defendant intentionally caused the death of an infant male born December 2003 without premeditation, but giving birth to a live child and then abandoning said child on an isolated beach shortly after birth without care, food, clothing, or protection in the winter conditions. What in the fork? Ugh. Count 2, second-degree murder without intent. Felony on or about December 1st, 2003 to December 31st. So they're not really sure. That during the month of December 2003, within the county of Goodhue, state of Minnesota, the defendant did cause the death of a human being without intent to effect the death of any person while committing or attempting to commit a felony offense other than the criminal sexual conduct in the first or second degree with force or violence or a drive-by shooting, to wit, that the defendant caused the death of an infant male born December 2003 without intent, but committing or attempting to commit the felony offense of neglect or endangerment of a child by intentionally or recklessly causing and or permitting the child to be placed in a situation likely to substantially harm the child's physical, mental, emotional health and cause the child's death. Said child was born alive, and shortly after the birth, the defendant placed the child in a situation likely to cause the death, abandoning the infant on the isolated beach without care. And my internet is, hopefully the stream is not totally wrecked. The complaint states that the following facts establish probable cause. On November 4th, 1999, at approximately 1:13 p.m., officers from the Goodhue County Sheriff's Office and Red Wing Police Department were dispatched to the small boat harbor located on Levee Road along the Mississippi River in the city of Red Wing, Goodhue County, state of Minnesota, in response to a report of a deceased infant found floating in the river near the boathouses. One witness at the scene reported that he was in his boat and saw something floating in the river by the boathouses near the shoreline and wanted to figure out what it was. The witness reported that he got closer and saw that it was a white towel. Thinking that it was a towel from his boat, he reached out, picked it up, and an infant child fell out of it. In response, the male dropped the towel in the water and then directed the infant's body towards the shore before calling 911. Oh my gosh, that poor man. Responding officers observed that the child appeared to be a newborn with the umbilical cord still attached. Hi, Hoosier. Anybody coming in? Hello. This is awful. An autopsy of the infant female child was conducted at the Minnesota Region Coroner's Office by Dr. Lindsay Thomas, MD. A report dated November 11th, 1999, concluded that the infant was a well-developed term female with no congenital abnormalities or obvious injuries. The report further documented that all internal organs and cavities showed change of early decomposition. Finally, the coroner determined that the manner of death was Matter is who the manner of death was. I mean, that was a mistake, but her last name's Matter. So the matter of death was homicide and the cause of death was undetermined. On December 7, 2003, at approximately 12:52 p.m., officers from the Goodhue County Sheriff's Department were dispatched to Methodist Beach, located along the shoreline of the Mississippi River, located in Florence Township, Goodhue County, state of Minnesota. In response to a report of a deceased, unclothed infant male found on the beach, upon arriving, the responding officers learned that a group of 4 teenage girls had discovered the baby while driving through the parking lot of the beach area. The unclothed infant male was lying on the water's edge with his umbilical cord attached and wrapped around the middle of his body. On December 8th, 2003, an autopsy of the infant male child was conducted at the Minnesota Regional Coroner's Office by Dr. Lindsay C. Thomas, MD. The autopsy documented that the infant was a full-term newborn male infant who was probably born alive. Additional findings noted blunt force head injuries, possibly due to the birth process, including multiple small areas of subgeal hemorrhage, scant left subdural hemorrhage, and intraparasimal cerebral hemorrhage. No congenital anomalies were noted, and there were early decomposition changes. The coroner determined that the manner of death was homicide and that the cause of death was undetermined. From 1999 to present day, I need to read some of that again. Hold on just a second. I need to absorb it. I like reading it out loud. I don't absorb it. Was a full-term male. Was born alive. Additional findings noted blunt force head injuries. The birth process, including multiple. Okay. From 1999 to present day, law enforcement officers followed up on countless investigative leads related to both infants. The investigation included DNA comparisons completed by the FBI and the Minnesota BCA 2007 that concluded that the 1999 and 2003 infants were related. In September 2020, investigator John Hunek of the Goodhue County Sheriff's Department was assigned to investigate the cold cases. Investigative leads related to genetic genealogy directed officers to 2 persons of interest who could possibly related to the 1999 infant. On June 30th, 2021, the Minnesota BCA Crime Lab compared DNA samples and was able to identify the biological father of the 1999 infant female, unidentified as adult male, date of birth 8/18/1975. So that'll be a hint. Officers continue to follow up on investigative leads and determine that Jennifer Lynn Matter, date of birth 3, so that is March 9th of 1972, the defendant herein was a person of interest. On April 25th, 2022, investigators John Hunek and Special Agent Brittany Karstensen of the Minnesota BCA went to the residence of the defendant and conducted an interview. The entire interview was recorded. Matter agreed to speak with the officers and invited them inside the residence. During the approximately 1-hour interview, Jennifer Matter was questioned about her knowledge about the 1999 deceased infant. Matter denied being the mother of the deceased child and also denied being pregnant during that time frame. Officers asked Jennifer Matter for a voluntary DNA sample, and she declined. On May 1st, 2022, investigator John Hunek applied for and received a search warrant for a sample of DNA from Jennifer Lynn Matter. On May 2nd, 2020, investigator Hunek and Special Agent Karstensen executed the search warrant and collected a DNA sample from Jennifer Lynn Matter. The officers again attempted to speak with Matter about the 2 infants. Matter again denied knowing anything about the deceased infants. The known DNA sample of the defendant was submitted to the Minnesota BCA for analysis and then compared with the DNA results of those of the 1999 infant female. The results stated in part that, based upon the above results, the most conservative estimated estimate indicates that the genetic results obtained from the unidentified female infant are 6 million times more likely to occur in a biological mother of the infant than in someone unrelated to the infant. This is very strong evidence to support the biological relationship between Jennifer Lynn Matter and the unidentified female infant as being a biological mother-child relationship. Forensic scientists are also conducted a kinship analysis using the nuclear I know this word, nuclear DNA results to determine biological parents' offspring relationship between the defendant and adult male, date of birth 8/18/75, and determine that the genetic results obtained from the unidentified female infant are 170 quintillion times more likely to occur in the biological mother and biological father of the infant than individuals unrelated to the infant. Hey, Lake, how are you? Hey, Justice Angel. The known DNA profile of Jennifer Lynn Matter was also compared against the nuclear I can't say it, nuclear DNA results from the unidentified male infant. The results stated in part that the genetic results obtained from the unidentified male infant are 88.3 million times more likely to occur in a biological child of Jennifer Lynn Matter than in someone unrelated to Jennifer Lynn Matter. So they're her children. On May 5th, at approximately 2:46, investigator Hunick and Carstensen interviewed Jennifer, the defendant herein, at her residence. The officers were invited inside and confirmed that she is under no obligation to talk to them. When asked to explain what was going on in her life in 1999, she said that she was in a bad mental state. She stated that she was in and out of jail, drinking too much, doing a lot of stupid things, and had experienced chaotic life circumstances for a long time. She stated that she was not aware that she was pregnant and that when she was on her way to drop off her kids, aged 2 and 5, at school and daycare, that she started bleeding. Matter stated that after dropping off the kids, that she returned to her home in Red Wing, Minnesota, and gave birth in the bathroom. Matter stated that the baby was born blue, was not breathing, and was not crying, so she freaked out. Matter stated that she knows that she should have gotten help, but that her mind was not there. Matter stated that she was scared and wrapped the baby in a towel while trying to figure out what to do. Matter estimated about 1 day passed, but was not sure as to she was drinking heavily. She stated that she never told anyone what happened. Matter stated that she drove the baby to Bay Point Park in the middle of the night, put her in the water near the boathouses, and walked away. Matter stated that a few days later that she heard that the baby had been found. During the interview, officers asked Matter to tell them about the second baby. Initially, Matter stated that she did not remember a second baby. Later on in the interview, Matter spontaneously stated it was in Frontenac, Goodhue County, Minnesota. She explained that she was almost positive that she was at the public beach by herself when she went into labor. Matter stated that at the time she was living in Red Wing, Minnesota, and that she went to the beach to be alone because she was trying to lay low because she had an arrest warrant and believed cops were looking for her. Matter stated that she did not remember if she wrapped the second baby up in a towel or a blanket. Matter stated that it was dark outside, it was cold. Oh, so sorry you were cold. That she did not look to see the gender of the child, and that she remembered leaving the baby on the beach before driving away. Matter later told S.A. Carstensen the baby was breathing fine and it may have been crying, but she didn't remember it. Matter stated that she did not call 911, but hoped that someone in the nearby houses would find the baby. Matter said she felt the 2003 infant moving a little bit while it was inside of her stomach. Matter did not tell anyone about the 2003 baby, as that was not really something someone would want to talk about. Matter said she did not think or planned to leave the baby somewhere safe after it was born, and that she didn't think she knew what she was going to do. Matter stated she did not go to Frontenac knowing she was in labor. Matter stated that during the pregnancy that she never intended to keep the baby, that she did not receive any prenatal care, and that she considered other options like adoption, but had no plans to leave him somewhere safe after the birth. Wow. So they found probable cause. A warrant was issued. Let's see if any of this talks about the bond. Since the defendant is already in custody, order subject to bail or conditions of release, and continue to be detained pending further proceedings. This complaint duly subscribed and sworn, signed. So that appears to be that she doesn't, but it could have changed because she could have asked for a meaningful bond hearing. This is her fact sheet. So case numbers. That's it. Well, this says felony. It's murder, second degree with intent, not premeditated. I would assume that's the 2003 baby. And then murder, second degree without intent. I would assume because felony one, like Indiana's different. Like we just have a murder. Like it's like then you have like everything under it is like like manslaughter would be a felony, but let me look. Let's see. What would I type in to look for this answer? May might work. I gotta get a pillow to sit on. Oh man. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys don't even get a look at me. Not that you really want to. I'll put myself down in the corner. Oh, but I'm not going to yet because I've got to walk away. Oh, that pillow looks so cute on the new chair. I'm going to have to keep it. Keep that. That is cute. That will be better. Very, very hard. Sorry. It's very hard chair. Ugh. Oh, that's much better. Much better. Okay, let's see. It's not really what I was looking for. Murder in the first, second, and third. Intentional murder, driving, unintentional murders. Whoever does either of the following is guilty of unintentional murder in the second degree and may be sentenced to imprisonment for not more than 40 years. So, felony murder, unintentional, second degree unintentional, and then it was second degree intentional. So, guilty of murder. So they're both cause the death of a human being while committing a drive-by. Well, sorry, I just wanted to know what that was about. For not more than 40 years. Cause of death of human beings with intent to affect the death of that person or another, but without premeditation. So yeah, that's 40 years. The human being without intent to affect the death of any person. I think it actually even said those words in the while intentionally inflicting or attempting to inflict bodily harm upon the victim. So that doesn't. Yeah, wow. So she's looking at 80 years, right? Yeah, I think it's just second, like it says offense level felony. So I don't think they have levels of felonies. So it's a little bit different. Like each state has like different ways of charging. Yeah. It's crazy. Oh, yeah. Sure enough. 1.5 million for Minnesota woman accused of abandoning newborns. Bail has been set for the Red Wing woman charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder. Online court records show 50-year-old Jennifer Lynn Matter has had her bail set at 1.5 million without conditions. That's ridiculous. And 750,000 with conditions, including random testing, no assault, alcohol or drug possession, and no alcohol or controlled substance use. Well, that might be a problem for her. During Tuesday's bail hearing, a judge denied Matter's application for a public defender. As previously reported, Matter is charged in the death of her newborn who was abandoned at a lake nearly 20 years ago, and in a criminal complaint acknowledged abandoning another new. So I think she's only charged with one of their death, like so far. Is charged with the 2003 death of the newborn boy whose body was found in Frontenac. Child's umbilical cord was wrapped around his body. According to court documents, Matter told investigators she abandoned. So we already read all that. Is also determined who Matter's next court appearance is scheduled for May 25th. I wonder if those are viewable online. Oh, no. Washington Post is always good. I can sign in there if they kick me out. Oh, this family right here, like, it broke my heart. Like they, Janine and Dawn Madison visit in 2004 the graves of their daughter, who was stillborn, and a baby whose body was found in the Mississippi River in 1999. The Matsons were at the cemetery for the burial of a second infant discovered in the river in 2003. In 2003, 4 teenage girls were driving along the Mississippi River in southeast Minnesota when they spotted an infant on the water's edge. The baby was dead. The condition of the baby was strikingly familiar to local law enforcement, officials said. 4 years earlier, another infant death stunned the community of Goodhue County, Minnesota. About a dozen miles north, a man found a baby girl wrapped in a towel floating in the Mississippi River. She was dead. Investigators with the county sheriff office confirmed in 2007 that the babies were related, but 15 years would pass before law enforcement found the person they said is responsible. On Monday, Goodhue County Sheriff Marty Kelly announced that genetic genealogy and rapid DNA testing, where they can have the results back in one day, led them to the suspect, Jennifer Lynn Matter, who investigators said is the mother of the babies. The 50-year-old Red Wing, Minnesota resident was arrested and charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder in the death of the 2003 baby. She faces 40 years in prison per charge. So they have not charged her in the 1999 yet. No charges have been filed in the death of the 1999 baby, though they may be amended or added at a later time as more evidence comes to light. It is unclear whether Matter has an attorney. In a statement to the police last week, Matter said she was in a bad mental state in 1999, drinking heavily and in and out of jail, according to a criminal complaint. For years, the baby's death haunted our community and weighed on law enforcement officers working the case, Kelly said at the news conference. One of these babies, a girl, would have been living her adult life at 22 years of age, Kelly said. The other, a boy, would have likely just graduated high school with his whole adult life ahead of him. The identification of Matter as a suspect is the latest example of how the genetic genealogy can advance or help solve decades-old investigations. In February, investigators in Pennsylvania solved a nearly 6-decade-old case, announcing that they had identified the man who kidnapped, raped, and killed 9-year-old Maurice and Cheverilla. He died in 1980. In March, law enforcement in Arizona used DNA analysis to identify the remains of a little girl found in the desert in 1960 as Sharon Lee Gallegos, a 4-year-old who was kidnapped by a couple near her home in New Mexico. Wow, that's awful. Police have not identified the people responsible. In the Minnesota case, a man was in his boat. So we read that. We've read that part. In Lake Pepin on December 7th, the autopsy report said the baby probably born alive. Blunt force head injuries, possibly due to the birth process. And signs of hemorrhage in several parts of the brain, but they didn't say if that was post-mortem or not. So I don't know. Who also did the 1999 autopsy had the same conclusion. The manner of death was homicide and that the cause of death was undetermined. 70 possible genetic matches who were each eventually found to have no relation to the babies. Wow. In 2020, the sheriff's office raised thousands of dollars from the community to fund a partnership with Parabon Nanolabs, a DNA technology and genetic genealogy company. Parabon soon identified possible family matches, which investigators said led them to Matter. Members of the sheriff's office and the state's Bureau of Criminal Apprehension visited Matter. So we read about that. So her DNA was sent to a lab in St. Paul, about 50 miles north of the county. During a third visit on May 5th, Matter told investigators that she was doing a lot of stupid things in 1999. The baby was born blue. Yeah, I don't know that I believe her. You read all of that. In court Tuesday, so that just happened. When bail will be set. The baby was alive when she left it on the beach. That's the worst part. It's terrible. What a piece of shit. I'm sorry, but like, there's always help out there. I mean, it's anything would have been better than what she chose. What is that GoFundMe for, Del Bell? Hopefully it's not for Jennifer. Hi, Alma. How are you? Oh, it's Goodhue, not GoFundMe. Gotcha. I'm not seeing her. Oh, there she is. Bail set 1.5 mil. I wonder if it's like a surety, only, or cat. Like, wonder what the terms are. I don't know. Maybe Minnesota doesn't have that. It could be. Oh boy. A Belvedere Township has been identified as the mother of both babies. Arrested her. Yielded a lead. So we read that. Frontenac. This is Gray Hughes' fault. I can't look into anything anymore without being so nosy. Like, I have to know why did it do that? I have to know where the place is. That's not, I don't understand why it keeps doing that. Why does it do that? That's so weird. I don't remember it at all. Not really a beach. Methodist campus. Mayo Clinic. No, I don't want that. Oh. I don't remember which one it was. Was it the 1999 one? 2002, a newborn baby was discovered in Lake Pepin at the Methodist campus beach. Well, that ain't it. Well, surely that's it. It's not a beach, but I guess there is a beach there. Wow. So maybe, probably not, because I'm definitely not gray hues, but maybe here. I don't know what's going on with my phone. $1.5 million question. Hello, I'm the same. Charging info and bond. Yeah, sorry. I don't know. I just say I saw I'd look like GoFundMe. So like, what's happening? So that's really sad. Pepin. Yeah. I just cannot even imagine. Where was the other baby found? Anybody remember? So it doesn't really say there anyway. Wow. Really small town. There's some boat docks. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. What I should type in. Totally had to do that song I learned as a kid. MISSISSIPPI in my head. Let's see if we could find out anything about the other newborn's body. Oh, look, this is it. Um, oh, so this is from um, one from A1. I don't know how to do it on my phone. Like I'm not good at the I want to find the first page of it, but I can never do it on my computer. It's so dumb. It's not the same date. Hmm. Oh, there. Just have to zoom out. If I could find A1, that'd be great. It's probably on the first page, but oh, oops. Oh, how sad. Look at these other people that actually cared. I don't remember what I put on the other one. um, no. Jean Madsen left consoled Nick King and his wife Joanne after Thursday's funeral in Oakwood Cemetery in Red Wing for Abby, an abandoned baby. She was buried near two other unknown infants. In the death, newborn is no longer alone. A Red Wing couple wanted an abandoned baby to have a name and a funeral, but questions linger over what happened to her. Jean couldn't stand the thought of the baby girl being alone, even in death. It seems so sad. No name, a solitary plot, and no mother or father or grandparent to stop and remember and deliver flowers. So, in the hours after the body of the unidentified newborn was found last March in the backwaters of the Mississippi River north of Red Wing, Matson called Goodhue County Sheriff's Dean Albers and told him, I want the kids to be together. On Thursday, as authorities continued to investigate the circumstances surrounding the baby's death and who is responsible for it, Jean and Dawn followed through on her wish. Aww. I already clipped this, so I want to show me my clip. That's too small. I'm going to have to view it here. In a church up the bluff from the mighty Mississippi, the Madsons and about 40 relatives, friends, and others gathered to pay respects to the infant and bury her in a plot next to the spot where the Madsons buried their stillborn daughter. Anne Marie 18 years ago. The body of the abandoned girl, who the Madsons named Abby, was laid to rest in a brief ceremony between the pines and the maple atop a hill, Oakwood, near by where the graves of the two other newborns whose bodies were found in the Mississippi River near Red Wing over the past 8 years. 3 times in 8 years. In each case, the Madsons took responsibility for naming the infants, organizing their funerals, and burying them. We always wanted kids in our life, but it wasn't meant to be. Man, that's rough. A friend of mine said to me one day, maybe this is your calling. Wow. I don't know. Maybe this is my family. I don't know how many times I've said I didn't want to go through it again. But to imagine a child by itself, to have her somewhere else, I couldn't see that. I didn't want her to be alone. Wow. What an awesome lady. That's really awesome. Sorry, guys. I'm a big crybaby in my old age. Like, the older I get, the more I used to be, like, so cold-hearted, but not anymore. I don't know. That's fine. It's fine by me. I'm a lot happier. Jamie and Corey, Abby's decomposed body was found in the river March 26 by two marina workers near Treasure Island Resort and Casino. The marina is several miles upstream from Red Wing. An autopsy showed that she was a newborn who weighed 7 pounds and was 21 inches long with black hair. Investigators said she had probably been in the water for at least a month. The cause of death has yet to be determined. Albers, who attended Abby's funeral, said on Thursday that more comprehensive DNA testing has turned up some significant information on Abby and the other two babies. However, he declined to say what that information is, adding that authorities plan to release more details about it in the next week. Sorry, I'm gonna grab a Kleenex really quick. Yeah. When was this? This is in 2007. May show links. Previously, authorities said they had no evidence linking the death to other cases, both of which remains unsolved. DNA tests are on the first two infants, a girl named Jamie and a boy they named Corey, showed that they were not related. Those babies were found within 10 miles of each other in 1999 and 2003. So wait a minute. Those babies were found within 10 miles of each other in 1999 and 2003, respectively. Previously, authorities said they had no evidence linking the death to the other cases, both of which remained unsolved. DNA tests on the first two infants, a girl and a boy, showed that they were not related. Maybe it's a mistype. Those babies were found for a few hours Thursday. However, the investigative details didn't matter. What did matter was paying respects and honoring a life that ended far too soon. Beneath the large stained glass windows at the foot of the altar of the United Lutheran Church sat Abby's tiny white casket, pink flowers, a ribbon that read, "We love you," and and 3 white roses were placed on top. 2 bouquets with pink carnations and daisies sat at the sides. As an organist played Amazing Grace and Beautiful Savior, mourners quickly filed in to the sanctuary. Minutes later, Lynn Rigg, hospice chaplain at Fairview Red Wing, delivered the words that all were thinking. We wonder, where was God when Abby needed him? Rigg asked. What was her mother thinking? What were the circumstances? Did anyone care? She is a precious child of God. A few mourners dabbed their eyes and bowed their heads as Rigg continued. We are unaware of all of the circumstances surrounding baby Abby, she said, but we do know she is a precious child of God, and little ones of every shape and age are all precious in the eyes of God. Mourners sang Jesus Loves Me and delivered the Lord's Prayer. After the service, they made the 5-minute drive up the bluff to the cemetery where Abby was laid to rest next to Anne Marie, Jamie, and Corey. Jeananne Madson's parents, Lily and Russ Hall of Mazeppa, placed a red rose on each of the headstones. Jeananne, how do you say that? Is it Jean or is it Jean Ann? Like, I never know. I'm just going to call her Jean because I can't say Jean Ann very well. And I don't know. Like, it's just come up several times and I don't know. Is it Jean or Jean Ann? Followed by placing a white rose on each grave. One red rose means I love you, Lillian Hall said afterward. If they can see these flowers, they'll know somebody loved them. Jeannie. Okay, thank you. Wow. That was there's just, and that's like the worst of humanity and the best of humanity right there in one article, you know. Two. What's this? Oh, weird. It's a Dear Abby. Left their 2-month-old baby asleep in the back seat of their unlocked car at 8 p.m. while they shopped at a mall. They returned half an hour later to find their baby missing. The parents are offering $500, and the local radio station is offering a $10,000 reward for information leading to the safe return of the baby. Abby and I have stood beside cars watching unattended children until their parents returned. I would never forgive myself if I had left and something happened to those children. Please print this message for parents. You have an obligation to protect your children from harm, and you have no right to leave them alone for 10 minutes or 10 seconds. If you have shopping to do, take the child with you. One day you may not have that option. Well, I always find like little incidental articles. I don't know what else to put. My brain is like turned off now. It might have not even been, yeah, it was. Oh my gosh. I love these Dear Abbeys. I'm telling you. Dear Abby, I am 19 and going into my second year of college. I was sexually and emotionally abused during my first 2 years of high school by a boy a year older than me. I attended therapy for a while and eventually found myself in a loving relationship with my boyfriend. We've been living together. Everything was going fine until I came home for summer break. I've never gotten over the feelings I had for my abuser, but I love my boyfriend and would never want to hurt him or endanger myself again. Why should I have feelings for someone who treated me so terribly? And what should I do about them? Oh, happens so frequently. I commend you for recognizing that the status quo isn't in your best interest. Old habits die hard, and you may still be physically attracted to your abuser. Now that the school year is beginning again, head straight to the Student Health Center and talk to a counselor about this. Do not put it off because understanding this is important for your emotional well being now and in the future. So true. The three babies line a plot next to each other, their names etched in a single stone: Jamie, Corey, Abby. Each was found in the Mississippi River southeast of Twin Cities, 4 years apart, discarded soon after birth. No one knows who their mothers are, but it's easy to know who is caring for them. To have a child by themselves is hard, isn't it's a hard one. I just don't want them to be alone, I guess. It's probably the whole thing, said Jeannie, who, along with her husband, Don, donated the space to bury the infants. There was a funeral in 1999 when the little girl was found wrapped in a towel. Another was held in early 2004 after the baby boy turned up. When the third baby surfaced, a girl, in 2007, the Madisons gave them all a common tombstone. Now that a fourth newborn, what? Now that a fourth newborn has been found in the river, a 7-pound girl sealed in a plastic bag discovered Monday about 6 miles south of Winona. Oh my God. Said she wants to care for her too. This woman, oh. I don't want them to just bury her and not have anybody around her, Matson said. Whether that means making more room at her family burial plot in Red Wings Oakwood Cemetery or finding a space somewhere in Winona, so be it, she said. Oh my gosh. Has not talked to the sheriff's department in Winona County where the baby girl was found, but has asked investigators in Goodhue County where the other three babies turned up to pass along her name and phone number when the time comes for burial. Investigators have no leads in any of the cases and are asking for the public's help in figuring out how the children ended up in the river. For the Matsons, each new discovery brings up their own daughter, stillborn in 1989, who was buried alongside them in the Mississippi. Jeannie Madsen remembers the anguish of seeing her child for the last time at the funeral home. I held her for over an hour, and then it was time. I laid her in a casket, and then they closed it. And that was it. She said, I can't believe the mothers of these 4 children will be able to live with themselves. I can't imagine living with the fact that I threw a baby in the water and then go on with my life. During the burying the children, naming them even, is Madsen's way of showing the children that they are loved. I think everyone deserves a proper burial. I would like to give her a hug. Man. Okay. I'm sure there'll be more. Seems like it's just kind of starting to pick up. So now there's 4 infants, 4 infant babies found in a pretty small area of the Mississippi in Minnesota. How could anybody leave a baby in a car? Tina, I don't know how anybody could leave a baby in a car. I don't know how anybody could leave a baby in a river. You know, it's not, it's definitely not something that I understand. But I am going to hop off here and let my husband take a shower and unwind from work. So I appreciate everybody that was here today, and I hope you guys have a good weekend, and I will more than likely see you on Sunday. I have a birthday or a graduation party tonight and a wedding tomorrow night, but I'm all done with the part 6 at Greeno. So I will likely go live sometime on Sunday. So I will see you guys all then. I hope you have a great couple days. Bye.